And here we go again, guys. Another crazy sim racing product, and this time comes from VNM. The new sequential shifter is inspired from real gear mechanism to achieve that engaging mechanical feeling and immerse us even deeper in our favorite virtual racing world. So as it's very close to release, it's time to take a close look and try to explain how it feels and how they achieve that. VNM are quite new on the sim market, targeting the high-end sim racing gear for the best possible prices, starting with two pedal models which are actually very good for the asking prices in terms of build quality and materials used for the current market. And I know they are working on some interesting direct drive bases in terms of Newton meter numbers with, again, competitive prices in mind. But let's go back on the shifter topic, which is definitely interesting one. In terms of aesthetic, it's quite bulky shape, but that is for a reason we will see in a minute. CNC anodized aluminum body, aluminum replaceable handle, aluminum paint in the red lever with contactless buttons, small RGB window with the VNM logo, and two painted in red aluminum support plates for attachment. Also, two USB-C ports, one for PC connection and one for new firmware installation. From outside, looks like could work with usual sim shifter shape, and in terms of gear shifting feeling is definitely one of the most mechanical I ever tested, but that's not by chance. Let's open the case and see what is inside and how it works. The solution is inspired from IKEA Formula sequential shifter of the Mitsubishi Eclipse, and for someone like me looks very interesting. I have to admit, I enjoy a lot to see sim gear developers going that extra mile to achieve authentic experience. Just look how busy this shifter inside is, and that is the reason of the bulky shape of the body I've said before. This basically is ratchet mechanism, like a real gearbox with spring-based roller with 3 teeth, which in this case is attached to the lever, and as we push or pull, rotate the gear, which in real gearbox is the start shift, the tent mechanism, which is responsible for proper shifting of the positions of all different gears. Of course, as we don't have actual gears to move into different slots, here we have another mechanism on the top to create the tension. Check this out. Each teeth of the start shift push against the roller of the top part, which push against the spring, and once fall into the slot, it creates that gear engaging feeling. Also, we can preload or release the spring to create a bit stronger or weaker engagement. The lever on itself has its own spring, which gives another layer of resistance and is responsible to return the handle in the middle. There are also two elastomers bump stoppers for each direction, which helps with the noise reduction, and another one for the spring-based roller. I've said before it uses contactless buttons, but the way I actually register the inputs for each direction is through those photointerrupter sensors. As we pull or push, this part goes in between and interrupt the signal and register input. I think I see first time this technology implemented in sim racing gear. Anyway, not many have tested sequential shifter on real racing cars, but the feeling is very similar with bike shifters, and if you have experience with bikes, that's the mechanism they use, and that's exactly the reason of the authentic feeling in shifting. It is as close as it can get. It is definitely very complex design for sim racing use, but I really appreciate the extra mile from VNM. There is also that extra lever which real shifter use to go straight to neutral, which use again contactless button, but that feature must be supported from the game itself, otherwise it can be used as whatever button we map on it. However, In the calibration process, I saw it can work as position sensor, and I asked if they can set it like that as well in the software, which can open all new dimensions of work use. They said it's possible, and we will see that sooner or later implemented. For example, if we use two pedals, it can be nice use as a clutch for standing starts. And as you can see, it's nice aluminum lever with spring for resistance, which can be preload or relaxed to our personal like. The handle on top have little extension, and in my opinion feels good with and without, as the engaging feeling is absolutely the same due to that separate mechanism we saw before. Now I found there is very little gap from side to side, which they told me is created to make sure it doesn't touch the side support panels in movement and create unnecessary noises, and in normal use go as unnoticeable for me as I pull or push only straight and backward, but as I was picky I had to ask about it, and they said they can try to minimize it, but again, that is completely unnoticeable in use, just I found it as I opened the case. The main thing is every moving part inside is on ball bearing and the rest is steel, so this must last mechanically forever, as I don't see what can go wrong or wear off. And from noise, it's just as loud as most of the proper shifters we have on the market, and if noise is your concern, don't think any shifter with proper engagement will make you happy. They are all loud, and that's the price we have to pay for the immersion. And talking about price, this is high-end toy, and with that complex design will cost us 1,200, and I'm kidding. As I've said, VNM tried to bring top quality for the best possible prices, and the MSRP is $299, which in my opinion is good for the current market and competition. It is not cheap for sure, but I believe the quality is there, and paying the most authentic mechanism possible to the real sequential experience looks like fair price to me. I am personally really happy to see new player on the market trying to push quality to price and performance ratio, and can't wait to see their work in the direct drive world. The pedals are definitely good, shifter is awesome. Will they be able to compete with their DD bases? Definitely excited to find out. Let's take a lap around, and if you are out for sequential experience, this can be another great choice and good value, particularly if you are looking for that authentic mechanical experience. That hobby is so awesome, guys. Much love everyone, and hopefully we'll see you soon in the next video. Enjoy the ride.